to Malene, Lamb, Kama, Nero, Collier, Lesini, and Christopher Derby, Evan Dean, from Oliver, like, Gamily, whatever, Glamity, Salt, whatever, Salty, Salute, yeah, there we go. As most of you know, I'll be attending the Chicago shareholders meeting from the 15th to the 17th, and they'll be wanting to see our progress with the Kenway line. The small amount of data that we have already gathered is incredible, and we anticipated even more amazing finds in the near future. The events of the people that have been so far making us confident that a complete experience will be one of the most eye-opening explorations of piracy ever seen. It will take quite a bit of work to scrub the data of objectable and classified material, but we already have some incredibly promising footage. At the same time, Abstergo Entertainment will soon be announcing a closed beta for our new consumer cloud interference app, sexy name forthcoming. Edward Kenway's virtual pirate experience. What? No. What? Are you trying to at least install the frickin' Animus kind of program itself into other people so that they can play as Kenway? What? Edward Kenway's virtual pirate experience. It'll be the first complete product on the offer, and the first of its kind anywhere. An immersive and interactive pirate experience drawn from actual historical data. Internal tests of our consumer and cloud app have been encouraging. And we anticipate it will be in the next holiday season, if everything goes according to plan. So this leads us to the border question. What other experiences will we like to? What we would like to offer. What other historical periods and locations can we explore? By judging our current rate of data retrieval, our capacity to produce, and our understanding of consumption trends, executives at Abstergo Industries have given me the goal of producing one complete virtual experience per anima. In addition to smaller offerings, as our research allows, this includes books, recordings, films, and any other transmedia offerings. A second related question is does Sample 17 contain enough compelling data to sustain our current commitment to it, or should we make a request to Abstergo Industries for additional archive data? Remember that the data from Sample 1 provided fruitful enough to create our Liberation product. It's very likely that the research into Sample 2 through 16 would bear surprising fruits as well. Thoughts? Okay, this is a little bit fucked up. This is a little fucked up. All of the data from all of that. Ugh. I'm going to keep reading this, and then after this, I'm going to at least call it a recording session. Sorry about this, guys, but a little bit of reading doesn't kill anyone. So, blah, blah, blah. Evan Dean. Hello all. Thanks for opening the discussion, Oliver. Just a brief heads up with where we stand now. I've been the Sample 17 project director for just over a year now, and my team and I have been able to cobble together a rough list of most of the interesting periods available through this single genetic sample. Remember, this data that has already been fully and partially sequenced by Abstergo Industries. Try to be brief. Okay, so Palatine lines. The 15th century Italian resonance, aka Eziotatore da Firenze, Ottoman Empire, Eziotatore da Firenze, 18th century American colonies, and also the War for Independence, which is Connor, and 19th century New England and American Midwest. I don't know about that one. I'm going to assume that was Ratatogeddon, but Connor. But the Maritime Line, Holy Land and Crusade, Altair Abin Lahadan, 13th century Egypt and Northern Africa. Don't know about that one. 14th century Ashikaga Shogunate in Japan. Oh, Ashikaga Shogunate in Japan. Ooh, I'm actually kind of interested in that one. Hopefully that I'll be able to play as a Japanese assassin. That'd be actually interesting. 18th century French Revolution, playing as a Frenchman. 19th century, wow, all these timelines actually are relating to different wars, different centuries, and all from Desmond. The more you know. Obviously, it's just a small sample of the potential options that the number of ancestors by one person has is well above 30,000 after just 15 generations. So there could be many more surprises waiting for us within Sample 17. However, despite Sample 17's rich heritage, we should not limit ourselves to this alone. If we have concrete leads elsewhere, for instance, quite a few men from all sides of my family fought in both world wars. And I even have a great-great-grandfather who fought in the American Civil War, managed to meet President Lincoln a few times too. Going to this route is a little more costly and time-consuming, and since the data has not already been sequenced, but could be rewarding in the long run. In short, if anyone has already confirmed connections to interests of historical events, periods, or cities, or know of people who do, please share. I will also be reviewing the past 3 decades of sample collections and sequences by Abstergo Industries. I recently learned one of their samples, number 2, I believe, participated in the trial in Joan of Arc. Yeah, there's a nice lead right there. No, Malaya. Let's see, Landon. Oh, okay. So some possible future things. Okay, all right. Okay, let me at least keep going a little longer, and then, for those that don't want to at least keep going, you could just skip after this and just get to the end point, because it's probably going to be at least a good amount of the time. Anyways, all good points, Mel. A word of caution, though. Sample 2 comes from the late Dr. Warren Vidic himself, collecting it at some point in the early 80s, when he was a young engineer working at Abstergo Industries. So, as tempting as Joan d'Arc experience sounds, I'm not sure Abstergo Industries would be too keen on letting his rummage around Dr. Vidic's DNA. It's just a sensitive topic. For my own part, I'm related to Francis Xavier. I can't say it. Fuck it. Noted the Quabaceous historian and poet. Exciting, right? Let's see, a possible lead, winky face. One additional crevent, let's avoid digging into any modern periods. Examples 20th century, unless we find something incredibly compelling, because as fun as a World War II setting might sound, we do well to avoid settings with vehicle cars, motorcycles, helicopters, tanks, and etc. AKA, they do not want to repeat the same shit of Call of Duty, Battlefield, and other given titles. So yeah. Why, you may ask? Because research has shown that memory and printing in individuals is actually hampered by the catatonic state most people enter when driving for medium and long periods of time. This makes data retrieval somewhat more difficult. In short, we don't want to go through the effort of coding extra animus features just for the sakes of digging up memories of people driving around in cars. There are others, more efficient ways to experience. Okay, so in a nutshell, it's not just because of the Call of Duty BS I kept saying right now, but it's just more of actual physical explanations. Anyways, whatever. Anyways, Oliver, haha, Quebec City is beautiful, but without pirates, ninjas, or zombies, I'm not sure how well a story about Historian would sell. Also, keep in mind, sample 14 and 16 might be off limits. While doing my own research last month, I caught one of some exciting characters buried in the gene samples. But as soon as I started digging, I was told by people far, far above me to stop. Very odd, but not surprising, I suppose. AE has a lot of activity military contracts, and I assume they had something to do with that. I didn't push back. As far as I own, if anyone interested, my great-grandfather was friends with Hemingway and Stein and Satie and Picasso, and he lived in Paris in the 1920s. No action-packed adventures, but historical interesting. Just throwing it out there. P.S. Chris, is our lunch meeting on site or off? Okay, that's cool. Oh my god! Seriously, this is like a fucking whatever. It's just like an entire fucking conversation via the emails again. Oh, pretty much it is, because it is actual emails, but fuck it. Anyways, yes, as much as I love the Lost Generation, I think our first few virtual experiences will need to be a little more action-oriented, so wars and major combat operations are always good starting points. Or any periods of intense conflict, really. As for pirates, ninjas, and zombies, we could easily accommodate the first two, but zombies are a bit, how do you say, as a historical? It's bad, really. These people. Oh my god, how many more emails? Anyways, my great-grandmother let's see, who is this? Eva Dean, for instance, worked alongside Iman D. Verdier, whatever, and Michael Collins for many years during the Irish War for independence. So it wouldn't be difficult to sequence a small segment of my own genetic memories for our purposes. Oliver, actually, there is a factual basis for zombies, or zombification anyways. Read Hurston's book on Hacky and the strange voodoo practices. There may be, it may not be Hollywood-style zombie magic, but it's creepy nonetheless. In Liberation, Annalie came into contact with the voodoo Hunigans. If we dug further into that, I wonder what could we find. Her mentor, Agati, was also into some weird stuff. KL, offsite, there's a new vegetation place I want to try. I'll bring the spec sheets. They're already printed. Okay, let's see. Aberdeen. Sorry to be a de-setter, but couldn't we be using this technology to educate, not palcate, whatever. I mean, theoretically, we have all of the human history to explore, all of the achievements and the brightest moments. So it's disheartening to these here. We need to focus on wars and conflicts and violence. It's not that I'm against violence per se. It's just that violence isn't terribly interesting in bulk. That's all. There's so much more nascent to life, whatever. I can't say it correctly because I'm sick. I'm gonna at least keep that as an excuse. I'm sick. Yeah. So good. Anyway, so what if we found memories of someone who worked with Albert Einstein in his patient office, or Charles Darwin in the Beagle, or Mary Curie in France, whatever, I can't say that name. Moments where humans showed their showed their very best potential. Okay, come on. Come on. Until all the humorless university professors started paying us 18-figure fees to research the ramifications of the normative gender signifier in pre-colonial India, why don't we stick to shit that sells? Pretty much. I'm taking Jack the Ripper, the Victorian London. I'm talking about guillotines, Robespierre, and Napoleon Bonaparte in the French Revolution. I'm talking about Billy the Kid and Wyatt Earp. Excuse me for ruining it. In the wild American West. I'm talking about Genghis Khan and the Mongolians killing the city of millions in the span of a long summer weekend. Action, blood, adventure, conflict. Anyways, I'm just trying to take a break because my throat's still killing me, but I'm still gonna keep doing this anyways, because we're going to earn back 1/10 of the money we have poured into the reliving memories of the guy who sat next to Einstein as he bit his nails while working on the finer details of the general relativity in his head. For fuck's sakes, man, this is a business, not a group therapy session. Okay, Evan, let's take this offline. Lol, and lol. Okay.